You are listening to the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network.
Hello, siblings. We're back one more time this year just to pester you after Christmas.
Yeah. How you feeling, guys?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Hope everybody had a great holiday, Christmas and Hanukkah. Well, Hanukkah's probably still going on right now, right?
I'm the worst with religious stuff. Sorry, it's just not my bag.
I mean, doing the math, have the 12 days gone by? I don't think so. I think it's still ongoing. Yeah. So,
or whatever's happening for you right now. I hope you're enjoying it. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and obviously, we got New Year's coming up. I don't like to be one of those people who the New Year's going to start off and it's going to change. It's
just going to be another day. Yeah.
Time is a man-made construct. It's all lies.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And the whole rotation around the sun and stuff.
I wanted to talk to you about this. So I thought about bringing it up on the show last week, and then I thought, no, I'll save this for the minute because I could probably go off on a rant here.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not going to drop names.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the sake, and I'm going to try my best to skirt certain details because I don't want to call anybody out.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to make a point, okay? I'm at an age where, people could say, well, you're not that old. I understand that. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm starting to look at certain things differently. And when it comes to my time, there are days that I just feel like, I don't have enough. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. And I'm trying to make priority to other things because I feel like I'm going to make a mistake and I'm not going to prioritize something I should have. And then before I know it, it's gone.
Right.
Like parents, I'm lucky enough to still have my parents, but for how long?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know what tomorrow will bring. And it seems like
time is a finite resource.
Yeah, and as the years go on, I'm continually reminded of that, and I need to prioritize that. There are so many times when I look back at my grandfather that I used to see him all the time, and then I was a teenager, and then I was just like, and then he up and dies one day, and I don't think about it.
Yeah. And
the entire night I found out, because we were woken up in the middle of the night with the news, I stayed up until the dawn because, I don't know, I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because I felt regret that I didn't just take one more day and just spend a little bit more time with him. And I'd give anything to get it back. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste my time. So every day, every moment that I have, I want to make sure that I'm utilizing it to its best ability. That I'm not just doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I want to do something.
Certain events cause different things in different people.
Right.
For you wanted to make the most of it.
And that's how I feel about a lot of things. So, and this will... I want to kind of, and I'm kind of hoping some of our friends are listening to this. If you're wanting me to do a podcast on a day during the week and I seem hesitant, it's because I am. Because my time with my wife is limited. My time with my child is limited because I work during the day. In the evenings, I've already had a day at work. Evenings, depending on the day, sometimes I can come home and I just feel it in my head like my brain is fried. And all I want to do is just turn everything off around me and just zone out. So if it means watching TV or whatever, and that's what I'm doing just to relax, just forget everything the rest of the day, that's what I want to do. I just don't want to think. I just want to zone out and cool my head because it just feels like I'm overwhelmed. And I make exceptions to do those podcasts during the week, but I don't like doing it. And that's, if that's better for everybody else, I get that. But I don't personally like doing it. That's why I like to have my weekends set aside for podcasting like we do now. And so I just, it's one of those things. So there was a situation where we had one planned for the middle of the week. And this was something that I was trying to get set up. I was excited about. And I was like, I'm trying to accommodate, because we've talked about that before. We try to accommodate guests and things like that. And granted, this is not something with this podcast, so do not associate here.
Yeah. If not, it's news to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lazy. Don't you worry. You're not stepping on anything I planned. No, I'm kidding.
So this was, we had something set up, excited, planned, and ready to go. Middle of the week, mind you. And my time is precious. Do not want my time wasted.
Right.
The time comes for everything to begin. And, just kind of sitting here alone. Just waiting for said person to appear. No one's appearing. I'm like, that's odd. Okay.
Yeah.
And then go check emails, making sure maybe I didn't miss a message.
Happened. Yeah.
Nothing.
They're fine. They're safe.
So I eventually, kind of sent a response being like, hey, everything cool? We still on?
Yeah. Did I get my date wrong? Like, what's up?
Yeah. I checked everything. I even made sure. I was like, did I set everything up right? Did I give them a wrong time? What? Anything? Look, double checked everything. Sent that response. Nothing. Waited 30 minutes. Nothing. Waited 1 fucking hour.
Oh, damn.
Nothing. And I really shouldn't have waited that long. So I was just like, you know what? No. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I was angry. The rest of the night.
Of course. No communication and just ghosting.
Yeah. I was angry.
Until as long as you're not hurt or something and unable to talk,
Angry the rest of the day or rest of the evening. Angry by the next day. Now, the next day, I finally get a response. And it didn't feel like a good enough apology. It wasn't like, oh man, I'm so sorry we wasted your time. It was more like, hey, it happens. And I was like, the fuck? To me, it was just like, it would have taken you a moment to respond back and say, hey, something's come up.
Or give you a heads up.
Anything.
Like, please don't waste your time sitting around. This thing came up that's important and I need to do my apologies.
Yeah, just being like, hey, we're kind of running behind, whatever. We're not going to be able to make it or
right.
Whatever.
I'm sure you knew.
You'd think.
As it was happening.
And
if you're okay.
And
again, I want to give you room in case an emergency happens.
Exactly.
Because definitely that can be a thing. But then after that.
But email comes right here too. Sure. I mean, I don't know if you knew that.
Well,
but
I would expect it later on if it was an emergency that, I wouldn't have thought of my podcast probably first thing if it was an emergency with a family member, a friend or something. But the next day.
Sure. And that's where it kind of, like, I wanted to try and be understanding to a point that something could have happened. I even searched social media to see if maybe something, popped off. And I saw nothing.
Because you're concerned.
Saw no responses or nothing. I was like, we just wasted an hour of our time, my time, that I'm not going to get back for somebody just to waste mine. No reasoning, no nothing. And it made me so fucking angry.
Yeah. That is one thing that still to this day will set me off is like people who are habitually late for no other reason than they just decide to leave late.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that just, if you're the type that's, and again, this is my personal opinion, but if you're the type that's always late, I think you're a rude individual.
Yeah.
There could be other factors at play that causes you to lose track of time and all this stuff. I'm not talking about exceptions to this, but if you're just I'm always late. Well, you're just a rude person who doesn't respect other people's time.
Exactly.
So I look at it.
No, you're right. And when I got the response back doing this half-assed apology and asking if we wanted to reschedule, I really didn't know what to say because I did not respond immediately because I was like, I don't really know what I want to do right now.
I need a moment. Yeah,
and
I need a moment before I answer you.
I was not rude in my response, but I wasn't very cordial either. I was just, I gave them another date and time and said, this is what I got, and left it at that. I couldn't bring myself to be like, it's okay. because it wasn't okay. You did not respond to me. Mm-hmm. You rude prick until the very next day. And to me, it was the reason we waited so long is because it was kind of a big deal to us, you know?
Or well, so you thought.
So we thought.
Anyway.
And then to
you, it was to you.
It was to me. Because I mean, all week I'd been making sure I was ready. I was prepared. I had everything set. And then this happens, and I was like, God damn it, you know? So my work week, as it stood, was supposed to be done on, like, today. Well, as we were recording, this was supposed to be the last podcast I did for the year. Now, it's not the case, because I've had to reschedule to make this follow-up. So
if this happens enough, I think you're within your right to not reschedule and just say, well, the opportunity was lost. Have a good one.
Yeah. Now,
thank you for the, I guess, time you were supposedly going to give me.
Well, see, that's how I'm looking at it when we get to our rescheduled date, because I tried to set it a little closer, you know, earlier in the week, so it's not farther out. Because again, I want to be done. I wanted to be done. It's time for me to take a break.
Time off, yeah.
So I'm going to try it then, and I swear to God, if we get ghosted again, I'm not doing it again. You know, I'll wait for a few moments, and then I will be out.
I think 15 to 20 would be all I'd be, and even that I think is being super generous if you sat around for over an hour.
Oh, yeah.
With nothing.
Now, granted, we did make use of the time. I will say that. But it was still just, that's not what we were there for. You know, that's not why we were doing that thing that day. It was just like, screw it, we'll just do this. And at least we're not wasting all of it. But still, it felt like a waste because this is not what we planned.
Right.
And so what made it even worse, if you think it can get worse, is a few days later, we're trying to plan yet another setup and another guest. And ready and waiting. Time is on, and no one's there. And I was like, are you fucking...
And this is with another
guest. Another guest. And I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? I'm about to be ghosted twice in the same week. I'm about to be livid.
Yeah.
Because I was really starting... Like, it was really getting into my head on a very personal level, even though it had nothing to do with me, but it still was just like,
I get that.
Like, what the fuck? Why is this happening to me the same week, days apart? What is
it different people too?
Yeah, different people, completely different people. Now, I kind of did the same thing. Kind of reached out, being like, "Hey, it's this time. We're still good. Whatever." I waited 30 minutes, and about the time I was getting ready to hit end, I checked my email and I got a response saying, "Oh my God, I'm overslept. I apologize. I'm coming. And then, like in a blink of an eye, they were already ready to go. And I was like, okay, I get that because, I got oversleep too. I can get it. I got a response. That went well.
Right. Okay.
But I had to kind of come down from that.
Oh, I'm sure. Because your brain's already going, not again. Jesus.
Yeah.
But what a, yeah.
So as they were kind of coming into the chat, I'm sure it was visible on my face that I was angry. And I did have to kind of be like, you have to understand, this is not the first time this has happened this week. I'm a little...
Oh, I thought I was, yeah. Thought I had the plague.
So it really, really got to me in such a way that I really didn't want this to be the end to my year. I don't want to be... I was looking for something joyous to be happy about, to be like, oh, look at this awesome thing that's happening and what we did.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because I don't want to be... Because I can't speak to the follow-up. And I don't want to think that they do it to us twice. But the response we got, these things happen. Okay? These things can happen.
Well, yes, it does. I don't know that you're the person to offer that up as a reason. That would have been, I think, for you to follow up. Well, these things happen.
Sure.
Instead of them trying to, like, I don't know, feed that seed that I didn't do anything wrong. These things just happen sometimes. So, you know, especially if they're not giving you a reason as to why.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like there was no really good reason other than probably something else came up and I'm just a jerk and not going to tell you.
Yeah, it just, it's not setting right with me.
Ask for forgiveness instead of permission kind of thing.
I mean, it doesn't set right with me still.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm going to react when that day comes, because there was a nervousness that sat with me that night that we were getting ready to record. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't say there's disdain, but
the excitement for it was kind of killed, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it was squashed.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will return on the day as you know the conversation goes. But I've got to get into a mindset that I realize that I'm going to be happy about it, but it, it could be a complete and utter bomb. I don't know. I mean, the whole thing could just derail one thing said wrong, and then
right.
I don't know. I'm hoping it won't be a disaster, but if nothing else, we do have a backup plan.
Well, there you go.
So there's that.
Something will happen that day.
Yeah. So yeah, it was an odd week. Just the fact that it happened twice. Yeah, it was just. But luckily, it wasn't the same in both occasions. So I'm at least grateful for that. And at least the second conversation, I will say, it went very well. Like it put a lot of concerns at ease, I guess, that I had. Certain things, because I didn't know. I hadn't talked with this person in quite some time, and I don't know. It's like it rekindled that friendship, and I was like, that was nice. Nice to reconnect and all that.
Yeah.
And it was. I really enjoyed that. So hopefully everyone will too whenever said thing comes out.
Okay.
I won't say anything more than that, but
no, I'll just ask later.
Yeah. But
it is.
Do I have any? Well, let me ask you, since I've been rambling. Do you have any thoughts or feelings for next year? For anything?
Well, I'm not the type who actually does New Year's resolutions and all that kind of stuff. I finally told myself a long time ago, if there's something I genuinely want to change, just actively go ahead and do it then, instead of making myself wait for some arbitrary date, because then I'm less likely to do a thing, so I don't know that I have any this year, this is going to happen, this goal. I tend to try to stop doing that to myself now, and just like, if I want to do it, let's do it and make the plan and not wait for a resolution, which means nothing gets done. But but for us, no, I would love to see maybe me actually start trying to understand a little bit more of the marketing aspect and everything. I feel like Twitter's not going to be a viable source.
No.
I've already seen huge changes that's made me not really feel like there's a lot for me to poke around on anymore. Because the same things that trend are just, I don't know how to break through. I never figured it out before, and I feel like even less so now. But yeah, I think I could be better about that, and that's something I've thought about looking into and just being better at, or finding a way to motivate me to care about the social media. I think that's my biggest downfall.
Sure, yeah. No.
I just don't really want to be on it. I'm never in the mood for some stranger to give me their opinion, I guess, randomly on something that I might have said, where I'm just like, well, but I offered it up. So that's, so I think I'm stuck in that bubble where throw my thoughts out onto the internet, not really caring about other people's opinions about it. And I feel like it's just to make each other angry anymore. And I don't know.
Well, I think even to some degree, when we do that, because I try to have fun with it, if I can, if I look at somebody's post and I want to reply, I better have something good to kind of, if I feel like that my comment's just going to be a repeat of somebody else's, or that it's not going to add anything or even amuse whoever posted whatever they did, I don't want to say anything. I'm just like, eh. But if something came to mind immediately and it was like, ooh, I got something to say, and then, I feel like it's worth my time, but do I get a response? I remember there was one that I did this past week. I thought I would just kind of jump on the trend because I thought it seemed like, hey, I could do that. And it was people like and I don't necessarily agree with this, mind you, but I kind of threw in my 2 cents. Someone they were showing art pieces, and it was like where they were, 20 years ago, where they are today. And I thought, all right, that's pretty cool. Show how you've progressed over the years, because as artists.
Oh, I saw yours. Yeah, like your art pieces, what you drew a long time ago to now. Yeah, I saw that.
And I thought that was, fun to do, because I've got, plenty that I could compare to. It's like, here's this character when I first created it. Here's this character today or recently, one of the last times that I drew it, because I don't draw like I used to. I used to draw all the time, and I won't say that I've put it to bed. My hands are busy doing other things. I do miss drawing every now and again, but I thought, that would be fun. And someone was like, it's not talent, but skill, I think was the hashtag or something like that. Skill, not talent.
Oh, yeah.
And there was
like something that you had worked on and maybe didn't just come to you naturally.
Yeah, but
is what I took the hashtag to mean. Like, I worked really hard to get good. It wasn't like I just was able to do it.
And I can agree with that to a point. I honestly feel like you have to have some latent talent that's in you that you then like you can let it flounder or you can improve upon it. For artists, you have that moment where you want to draw, and then you decide, I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to study it. But you've already had that ability. I've seen people who attempt to draw and they suck.
I think it's all about passion for it. Like, I could do anything if I was passionate and really wanted to learn it. And then the ergo that might, and this is my opinion, then the ergo it might make me feel like I have a natural talent for it because it was something I was really interested in. And I'm not saying that you do or don't. I think the difference really just lies in how interested an individual is in a certain set thing and how much they dive into honing that craft, which we could say is talent. Well, obviously.
Same with acting. I mean, I think there are some people who just are, you take a look at certain child actors, blow you out of the water. They have that ability. It's their talent. Now, they could get better with time, and then that's a skill that they've honed, but it's a natural talent. And that's how I feel about art. I feel like to a degree, you're not going to come out painting the Mona Lisa or anything like that, but you have the natural talent to be an artist. But how well do you want to be an artist? Like, how good do you want to be? Because I don't think I could ever be Alex Ross. That's an artist that I have a lot of respect for. He does painting and things like that. I mean, his art is just phenomenal. Now, some people say, well, if you worked hard enough, I don't think I have it in me. That's not my art style that I see and that I can tap into. He has that ability. That's part of his latent talent. I honestly and truly believe he had it in him, and he found a way to hone that skill and turn it into what it is today. I don't have that. It's just, that's how I view it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just thought it would be fun to do that, and no one responded.
I mean, really, I think for me with the next year is just gain more like other hobbies and things of that nature. Whereas I still love gaming, I still love doing this stuff and everything, but just more things to occupy my time outside of that. So we'll see what grabs my brain, but I've already started trying. So again, I didn't wait for January 1st. Right. I just started trying it now, and we'll see and what I cling to. So yeah, I guess I'm the worst for those future plan things. I think I finally stopped because I realized the more, like for myself, the more I plan it, the easier it is for me to also talk myself back out of it and then now we're not doing the thing. So
sure.
I just got to do it and force myself into a thing and see.
No, I get it.
Yeah. So,
well, if nothing else, I'm hoping that I can finally finish episode 5 of Superman Crash Adventures that has been stalled. And it's not for lack of trying. Every time I try, work is starting to become a little bit more hectic, and that's taking extra time. And I'm losing time elsewhere, and then my attention is being drawn to other things. So that has kind of wound up on the back burner, unfortunately, because I wanted to have it done before the end of the year, and I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. Unless I can just pull, a whole day out of my ass and really work on it, which I probably could if I tried hard enough, but then go back to my time is precious, and I want that time for this and not that, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I really
sorry.
am. No, it's fine.
Sorry you got a little time. And sorry that people suck. I say that all the time, though.
But it's
I'll
true.
just never understand
It's true.
how some people operate that way and just like, it doesn't even bother them. And yet that'll sit with me for the rest of my life now and I'll fester on it. But I'm also broken in a lot of ways and we don't.
I mean, I'm not as angry about it today, but yeah, it'll always be one thing in the back of our head. You know what? I even put this out there, and I'm not going to, again, name names, but we had a guest in the past on this show. I'll at least kind of narrow it down there, and you can figure it out on your own. But we had a guest on this show one time that I thought was going to be something awesome, and they turned out to be a big jackass. And you know what that did for me? Their content and their stuff, I don't really care about it like I used to. Yeah. You know, I used to be a big fan, and then I was just like, wow, that guy was a prick, and I don't care anymore, you know. And people ought to think about that when they want to, you know, act like they're bigger than everybody else, or they think they're more important. You lose fans that way with that attitude.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I will always be grateful to anybody who listens to this show or likes anything that we post on.
Yeah, you don't owe us anything.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that you chose to spend time with us.
Right.
For sure.
It does not. I feel like we already don't have people listening as it is. I know that we do, but in the back of my head, I'm just like, this is just you and me talking, and maybe there's a fly on the wall somewhere, and I don't know. But
yeah,
it's
maybe that's what podcasting really feels like, though.
Sure. So you know, anybody who says anything positive about the show, I'm absolutely grateful, and that you find us amusing, and that you're here, that you're taking this time.
Sounds like more of
day.
you prefer to just directly link it, which is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Which was weird. Like, didn't seem like it was all social media stuff. So I'm just like, hey,
yeah, it's awesome.
You know, yeah.
So
we're going directly there. Cool.
So yeah, I will never not be grateful for those who take a moment of their time,
absolutely,
to be here, and hopefully you will come back and join us again on January 21st when we come back with our all new season, brand new show. Who knows what it'll be? Like
same tomfoolery, maybe.
And maybe some changes here and there, because we always seem to change something in the new year.
Always like, something you feel like you're supposed to refresh with the new year, right? New season, new stuff, same people. I don't know. Yeah. I'll figure it out the day before, like I always do. I mean, I plan ahead very well.
Sure. And I do want to say this, and not to get weird or cryptic or anything like that, but it is something that has been on my mind. And I don't know how much longer we'll be doing this. Right. Not to say that there's anything wrong, but as I've mentioned, the time thing, I don't know what it's going to take that kind of puts me on a thing where I just feel like I don't want to do it anymore. And it's never us, you know, us chit-chatting, that's not even part of the equation to me. Like if we did this without microphones every Sunday, it would be worth it to me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because it's still getting to hang out with you for a little bit. I'm spending time with my best friend, and that's all I could ask for. Now, the fact that we have all this other stuff that goes in between, that's the stuff that I'm just like, when I think about it, you know what I mean? It's the work involved, and that's, I think, what's starting to burn me out a little bit on some level.
That's why everyone needs a good break.
Which is why we're taking a break.
Yeah, so you always have to. No matter what you love, you know, eventually you just need just a little break to keep that passion alive and keep that invigorating. And sometimes it makes you appreciate it more when you come back, and maybe not. Humans are fickle beasts, man.
Yeah. But I wanted to put a timestamp on this, just letting you know. So if it happens next year, which I'm not saying it will, I don't know what next year will bring. It could be 2 years. It could be 10 years. I don't know. I'm placing it here because it has been crossing my mind. So if it does happen, it won't be a big surprise.
Right.
But as of right now, I don't know. I don't have plans to say, hey, we're absolutely done right here. It's just a thought that's been on my mind. So,
oh, yeah.
Hang on. So I do promise we will be back next year, but just know that I don't know. We'll see where the future holds.
You never know what the future's going to hold with anything, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how long any of us get to do our thing is more than some probably in a lifetime,
right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the sad thing about getting older. Things eventually run their course.
Hey, maybe we'll do like coffee talk chats.
I'm going to shock you. We're going to talk about something completely different.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I could sit here and think of another way to even do the podcast that wouldn't even be video games. It would cause so much less work.
Just us chatting like we normally do.
It's like
people would be like, I have no idea what we're getting today. And I'm like, you know what? Neither did we.
No. We could just do like, come in here at the same time, bring our coffee, and we'll just chit-chat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Coffee talk with Stephen and Lace.
That's right.
Which is kind of what you're getting.
A little bit, yeah. Especially now.
Mm-hmm.
But
especially now, yeah.
we won't take up any more of your time on the day after Christmas, siblings, or whenever you're listening to this.
Siblings.
Yes, Happy New Year. Hopefully everyone is going to be safe out there. Everyone's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do anything stupid I don't know if you party on New Year's. I'm not a party guy.
Look, I've been in customer service my whole life. There's those certain holidays where if you really are that motivated and want to go fight all of that nonsense so you can celebrate day of, then more power to you. Just be safe. But us in the industry, and I'm sure everyone's aware, we call those things amateur nights for a reason. And it's because it's usually the people who don't go out all year long that try to make up for it on a large holiday and shit goes awry.
Yikes.
So...
yeah.
like, you want to do that stuff, get yourself planted where you're going to be for the night. No. You're not a better drunk driver than the rest of them. No. I know in the moment you think you're the best, and you are the one exception to the rule, but you are drunk and lying to yourself. So don't do it. Uber it, taxi it, party at home.
Right.
But make it to 2023. All right?
That's all we can ask.
Yeah.
Okay, siblings. Well, until next year, so long.
Happy 2023.
This has been a Pencil and Paper Podcast Network production.